The Pulse. The Pulse. Townships interviews. Don't forget breaking news.
This week on the Pulse of the Eastern Townships, I'm William Crooks, and we're talking short track speed skating on the road to the Milano Cortina Olympic Games. In this episode, I speak with two Sherbrooke-born athletes competing at the very top of their sport. Here are those conversations. This week on the Pulse of the Eastern Townships, I'm William Crooks, speaking with Sherbrooke-born short track speed skater Jordan Pierre-Gilles as he prepares for the Milano Cortina Olympic Games. We talk about his path into the sport, the strategy behind relay racing, and what daily life looks like at the elite level. How did you get into speed skating, Jordan?
Well, I'm Jordan Pierre-Gilles. I'm Sherbrooke-born, actually. Like, all my family is in Sherbrooke. And my connections with speed skating, I think it started, through my parents. They put me and my older brother into the sport pretty early because they had... They knew people that did it before us, like Annie Perrault, Mathieu Turcotte, like a good, Marie Perrault, good athletes that are from my hometown in Sherbrooke that were great representatives at the international stage, so at the Olympics and everything. So they put us into that sport knowing that Sherbrooke was a great place to be in, to be introduced to that sport. And things went on from there, and we kept skating for a lot of years.
Okay, great. Now, how old are you? When did you start?
I was pretty young. I actually started with just, classes, doing skating, learning how to skate, actually, I don't know, probably around 4 or 5 years old, just on hockey skates. And then after longer blades, I think I tried first time probably around 7 years old, I'd say.
Just for people who don't know, now you're participating in the World Championship in Montreal in March, right?
Yes, exactly. So this season is we've done more than half of the season right now, and we're heading to the Olympics in less than a month, and then we have World Championships in March back home here in Montreal where we train.
For people who don't know speed skating too much, are you long distance, short distance, team? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I'm more of a short distance guy, but I do a lot of team, also specialist in relays. Done relays for the past, I say 6 years for Team Canada, and it's going to be my second Olympics racing the relays with my team. And my specialty is more like 500 and 1,000 meters. So that's the distance where I tend to shine more internationally when I do them. And yeah, so this season I haven't done much of my individual distances because I had a few injuries earlier in the season. So it stopped me from racing the selections and the races I wanted to do in the competition. But in the previous years, like last year and 2 years ago, I was top 10 and top 5, top 3 in the world in the 500 meter and top 10 in 1,000.
What people notice a lot about speed skaters is their huge legs. What kind of training do you do for that? Is it just skating, or do you do heavy squats, or?
Split squats and a lot of explosive exercises off ice.
Where do you train in Sherbrooke? Is there a specific place?
Well, actually, right now I'm in Montreal. I'm based in Montreal because the national team and national program is all in Montreal. So I had to move there. I'm in an apartment. I live with my brother here. And I go back home every once in a while to see my family, go to the club. And so most of the time I skate in Montreal, actually.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, people might be interested in what's the day in the life of a speed skating athlete? Give me generally how much you train and stuff like that.
Well, usually we have our first training around 10:30. So we hop on ice around, I'd say, 10:30. So we warm up around 9:30, sharpen our skates, and then go on ice for our first training. And then we usually have aerobic work to do on the bike. So right after training in the morning, let's say we have a 30 minutes biking, low intensity, and then we go back home, have lunch, rest a little bit, and then we go back for a second ice session around like 4 p.m. And sometimes after that we have weights or something, complementary work off the ice, but usually that's it.
Okay, so that's every day.
This would be like 4 times a week. So this would be like, let's say Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Wednesday we have our afternoon off, and Saturday we train only in the morning. So it's 6 days a week, and with 2 days that are more like before noon.
I mean, people might be interested. I mean, how much of it is raw power and how much of it is technique?
Oh my God. I'd say, depending on the level you're at, I'd say it's pretty much like 50-50. Honestly, there's a lot of technique, and let's say probably like 60 power. I'd say 60% for you technique.
And okay, so you do you specialize, I guess, roughly in short distance, but you do relay too. I mean, relay seems kind of tricky, the strategy. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's really tricky. It's a special thing to watch if you've never seen our sport. I think it's one of the events that's the most interesting. It's pretty long, actually, so we do exchanges, just like in, I'd say, like track and field, but we have no, like, baton. We push each other to give the exchange. So to transfer our speed, there's a skater on the track, and there's another one that picks up his speed inside the track, and then he goes on the track and gets the push from his teammates. So in that way, he transfers the speed, and it's like 6 to 7 minutes, the relay. So it's 5,000 meters. So every skater goes on the ice like 7 times. So it's kind of in the athlete perspective, it's like interval training, interval effort, I'd say. So you skate for like 15 seconds, and then you push your teammate, and then you have like 30 to 40 seconds off before you go back on the track. And then, when you watch from the outside, it starts kind of slow, and you can see that it's more strategic, and as it goes, the speed picks up, and it ends extremely fast and crazy with passes and crashes and everything.
What strategy goes into who goes when? Like, do you put the fastest person first? Do you put them last? How does that work?
Well, we're 4 skaters in the team in the relay, and it's always 5,000 meters. So in that order, it's the second guy that finishes, and we tend to put like our guy that feels the best that day. It changes, but we have orders that we generally prefer. So one of our best finishers is Steven Bois, because he's one of the fastest guys in the world for several years now, and he's also very lightweight. So when you push him, you can generate a lot of speed. If you're a bigger guy and you push another, like a guy that's heavier than you, then it's harder to push him and give him speed. And Steven is like at least 10 to 15 kilos lighter than all of the guys in our team. So when he goes on the track and gets the push, it's a big advantage compared to most of the teams.
In general, is it advantageous to be smaller for speed skating, or do you want to be big and powerful, or does it depend?
It really depends. That's what's cool about our sport. There's no there's no perfect build. For example, like basketball, it's all to win a lot. You don't see a guy that's really short go and dominate in the NBA these days. And in short track, it's really the strength you have in relation with the weight you carry. So more like biking, you can be tall and big on the bike if you're light, and you're gonna benefit from your long legs and long strides and everything. But there's also gonna be downsides where, for example, going up a hill is gonna be harder. But in skating, if you have really long legs, it can be an advantage because you have more glide, you have more range of motion. But it's also hard when you go extremely fast to not lose an edge, because you're where you have your weight is usually further from you. So when you're in the curve, it's harder to maintain a consistent lean and not have the ice break under your blade. It's really complicated. It's really that's what makes the beauty of the sport. I think like you can have your specialty, your own personal technique and advantages, but it's always a trade-off.
I mean, I heard about you from Paul Lehman. Who else sponsors you? Who supports you to do what you do?
Global Excel. I don't know if you know that group, that company. They're from home. They do management. That's a company that's been supporting me since 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And they've been honestly great. Always have my back. Even before my first games in 2022, where we won a gold medal in the relays, they were with me before that, and they kept on supporting me for the past Olympic cycle, and they're still doing that. So extremely grateful for Global Excel, special group, special people, really good people. And also Paul, and also I'm this season I'm sponsored by Team Coca-Cola. They came to get me for the Olympic season, so that's really cool. And I also have NVQT back home that support me with providing me a car to go to training and go back home to see my family. Also, I also have Jordan Factor that they make great coffee back home in Sherbrooke. I think people probably know about that if you're from the region, and I think they're the best coffee, and they provide me with it, so it's amazing.
Give me a little rundown of what your life is going to look like before you head out to the Olympics.
Oh man, training, eat, training, and then back.
What do you have to think about with your diet for speed skating? I mean, obviously you can't get overweight, but it must be pretty hard to get overweight when you're doing so much skating. I mean, what is there anything special you have to think about?
Well, not really, honestly. I think it's just, as you said, not get overweight. You don't want to have extra fat that you don't need. So it's important to have all the nutrients you need to have energy, but also not too much. And it depends on the period. When you train a lot, we eat a lot. And when you don't train a lot, then we eat what we need in order to be as light as possible when we're on the ice.
That was Sherbrooke's Jordan Pierre-Gilles speaking with me, William Crooks, on the Pulse of the Eastern Townships about Olympic preparation, relay strategy, and representing Canada on the world stage. A full story online at pulsetownships.com. Thanks for listening. This week on the Pulse of the Eastern Townships, I'm William Crooks, speaking with Sherbrooke short track speed skater Félix Roussel as he prepares for the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milano Cortina. We talk about intense late-season training, managing injuries, and what it means to reach the Games after a full 4-year Olympic cycle. How did training go today, Félix?
Yeah, well, it was really hard. It's the last stretch before the game, so we give it our all, and we just hope everything is good enough.
Fantastic. So, first, give me a little bit of your background. Were you born in Sherbrooke?
Yeah. I was born in Sherbrooke, and I've been here. Well, I've been on Sherbrooke until 16 years old. So I finished high school at Soviet Union Theater. And then right after finishing high school, I came to Montreal to train with the CRC, which is like for the young guys, I'd say 16 to maybe 19. And after that I went up the ladder and finally ended up on the national team and the Olympic team now.
Fantastic. So tell me about when you started skating, or did you start young like Jordan did?
I've actually tried to skate a bit in Sherbrooke when I was like 5 years old, but I was always crying and missing my parents because they were not with me or something like that. So my parents got refunded, and then I came back later when my younger sister started at 5, so I was around 9, and that was still in hockey skates because we have to drop go through the levels and earn your qualifications to be on longer blades. And then I started like real speed skating right after the 2010 Olympic Games in Vancouver. So that was like my inspiration moment out there.
So tell me a little bit about what your training looks like. Again, I already asked Jordan that, but like what specifically did you do today?
Today was lactic, so it was, really burning the legs, and I try to enjoy the pain, I'd say, because it's really a pain-oriented sport as much as it is tactical, but there is a lot of physical aspect to it. And yeah, it's just when your legs are burning, the race is basically starting. It's just the moments that are paying the most are the moments where everyone's leg is burning and so on. That's just able to push it through. So yeah, what to do is more about the legs.
Okay, and how do you train that? Do you just kind of skate as fast as you can for a long time and try to keep going as much as possible?
We were having 6 laps, which is, we have 3 individual distances in short track, and it's 500, 1,000 meter, and 1,500. So the shortest is 4.5 laps, and the longest is 13.5 laps. So 6 laps is pretty short, but it was intense, and we only had 1 minute rest before we go for a fast 2 laps. So we burn your legs in the 6 laps, and then in 1 minute you need to recover and go as fast as you can for 2 laps. So that was basically the training.
At the end of the day, you're done. What do you do to recuperate? Do you just relax? You watch TV? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm interested in video games, Netflix, I'm just, it's really much couch work, I would say. It's just try to relax as much as you can because, it's so intense. You don't really spend energy doing something else. And yeah, after training, it's just having some protein in a shake and then, going back home and resting.
What are you looking forward to most about the Olympics?
The thing I'm looking at the most, I think it's just being shocked by, I'm really looking forward to leaving the plane, arriving, and just realizing how big it is, because I can't quite figure out yet how it's going to be. So yeah, I'm just expecting a shock, and I'm not really concerned about the competition part. It's the same skaters who've been skating against for the past 4 years, and there's not much surprise there, but I think it's just everything that's around the competition, so media, attention, and the village, because usually in competition it's only short track skating. Now it's like a bunch of sports. So yeah, I think it's just everything around the competition being different, and I'm looking forward to it.
Give me a little bit of your history in competitive skating. Like, how long have you been on the relay team?
It's my 4th season on the national team, which includes relay and individual distances. So I've done the whole cycle. I qualified right after the Beijing Games, and there were shout out my tickets a trip. I don't know, he ended his career.
Right, retired, yeah.
Yeah, he retired, so it gave us, me and other skaters a chance to shine a bit more, and then I've acquired experience through these 4 seasons, and now so yeah, it's been 4 years with the kids, and I'm on the team.
Now it seems like the Olympics is coming up, and then the Worlds are right after. Is that a usual thing, or?
Yeah, it's pretty usual. I'd say it's about 3 weeks after or something like that. So yeah, it's pretty much how it is every 4 years.
How much have you traveled? Is this normal to you to travel so far, or are you kind of used to it?
We usually have 7 competitions per year, 6 on the World Tour. And this year was 4, so it was like it's the same amount of travel because the Olympics are replacing two World Tour events, and usually they're stacked together. So it's 2 competitions in America, 2 competitions in Europe, and 2 competitions in Asia. So it's all, and then the World Championships at the end. So it's basically 4 travels, and we had the chance to have Montreal for the 2 first World Tour events and Montreal for the World Championships after the Olympics. So this year it's been basically less travel than I'm used to. So yeah, nothing new there.
And Jordan told me about his sponsors. Who sponsors you?
I have La Cartoucherie, which is a Sherbrooke-based company founded by my father. And then I have UP Refrigeration, which is also in Sherbrooke and is co-owned by one of the volunteers in the Sherbrooke Club. And he contacted me, and he's a big fan, and I've always appreciated all the work he's done for the Sherbrooke Club. And yeah, they will sponsor me this year. And besides that, there's Camp Fund, which is the Canadian donation program for national athletes. That's sponsoring me this year.
Okay, one last question. Jordan said he's coming off some injury problems. Are you healthy? Have you been healthy for a while? Have you had anything like that before?
I've been injured, not this summer, but the one before. I had back issues, which really slowed down my progress last season. But once I got over it, it was good. So this summer was all about managing it. Well, this season also, all the staff is keeping in touch just to make sure I don't go down again. So yeah, we're really managing it. So sometimes it's just less weight in training, or we just have a different plan for me to work on my core, work on my stab, so I don't injure my back. But this season I've been really lucky to be healthy.
That was Sherbrooke's Félix Roussel speaking with me, William Crooks, on the Pulse of the Eastern Townships about his road to the 2026 Winter Olympics, the demands of elite short track skating, and the moment he's most looking forward to in Milano Cortina. Thanks for listening, and always remember, keep that finger on the pulse. You've been listening to Jordan Pierre-Gilles and Félix Roussel, 2 Sherbrooke athletes chasing Olympic success, speaking with me, William Crooks, on the Pulse of the Eastern Townships. You can read the full articles online at pulsetownships.com, and as always, thanks for listening. Always remember, keep that finger on the pulse.
The Pulse. The Pulse. Townships interviews. Don't forget breaking news. The Pulse, the Pulse, the Pulse. Broadcast just for you. Are you heading out for a cruise? Or lying there for a snooze? The Pulse, the Pulse, the Pulse. Broadcast just for you. Hey, I know that guy. Hey, I know that gal too. The Pulse, the Pulse, the Pulse. Broadcast just for you. The townships are the muse. Make sure to choose the Pulse, the Pulse, the Pulse, the Pulse. The Pulse, the Pulse, the Pulse, the Pulse. The Pulse of the Eastern Townships. Broadcast just for you. The Pulse.